Hello there. Alright, so this last week something happened. A little game released on Netflix of all things. And I wanted to talk about it. That's what I want to do today. I don't see many people talking about it, and I think more people need to talk about it. This isn't gonna be necessarily a review of the game. I mean, it's not a game you can just go out and buy. But if you already have Netflix, you can go out and just play it. And I want more people to play this game. I think that this is possibly a game that's convincing me that Netflix, in some weird turn of events, could possibly become a real gaming platform. Now, I've largely ignored Netflix games for years. I think most people don't even realize that Netflix has games. Does though. It does. It has for several years. They are all predominantly they've been mobile games, right? This is kind of one of the first instances we've seen where something has released on the platform. It's this game Unhinged, and it can only be played on TV or on your computer. It doesn't work on mobile devices. It won't work on your Apple TV or any other device at the moment. Um, but the games that they've released have either been ports that we've had access to on other platforms, such as Dead Cells or Into the Breach. In fact, Into the Breach, this is the only mobile port of it, is on Netflix games. Great game, I think, well adapted for mobile. So, I mean, that's kind of cool. It's also kind of sad that this is the only way to play it. And as I said, I don't think Netflix is something that people go to looking for games. That being said, if you use Netflix already, you have a subscription, it's there, and that's kind of neat. A lot of the games are garbage, though. Just nothing that justified as a platform. A lot of shitty, friggin' weird little, mahjong things or solitaire things. There are a couple of really cool things. I really like Point P, which is I don't need to get into it, but I mean, there's a couple of cool games. All right, this is the first example of something that we're seeing as a proper game. Okay, it was co-developed with the support of Bloober, right? Who most notably recently did the Silent Hill 2 remake. Some very talented people worked on the game. The cast consists of Troy Baker, Zoe Kravitz, and Sadie Sink. They got to rope that Netflix talent in there too, right? But notable voice acting. The performances were good, but the interesting thing that it really does that I think set it apart from other things is the way that you play. Now, we've seen other things on Netflix before, like Bandersnatch, right? Which was kind of an interactive choose your own adventure. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Well done. But we have stuff like that on other platforms. And we haven't seen a lot on the platform to justify, hey, I'm going to go, do these interactive things on Netflix. We haven't seen enough from them to assume that, hey, we're going to get another unhinged type experience in 6 months. If we did, I'm just saying, could be really cool. And that's why I want to talk about this today. I think more of you need to check it out. The way that you play is you scan a QR code as you're getting a call in the game and then pair your phone with the game. You can look around, turn on your phone flashlight, get text messages on the phone, get phone calls, and then the audio comes through for the phone calls on your actual phone. It's really neat. It felt very novel the way that it ties your phone as a sort of in universe actual device that you're using, right? So I played it on launch day. It was really cool. I don't know if I'd say it's my favorite story or anything or my favorite game, but it felt cool. It was exciting to check out, and I showed it to my parents. And they had some interesting things. I mean, how could this be developed in the future? You know, how could they innovate and expand upon this? My dad, after experiencing it, some of his thoughts were, "Well, a lot of these things are so linear and don't have, complex puzzles or something." And he was thinking about, he was like, games are too simple, which, I haven't shown him some of the more complex games out there. I do think we could have more open ended things. One thing that I noticed my mom doing, getting calls on the phone in the game, she would try to talk to the person. I mean, I know a lot of people have criticisms of AI and stuff, but I do think, you know, either through programming and code with various dynamic possible outcomes or utilizing AI characters in the game to dynamically respond to you. I think that could be potentially interesting to be able to have a back and forth or something. I don't know how well it could be implemented or whether or not it would be useful, but I thought it was interesting. I'll say in playing it with them, it wasn't as novel. It was cool, but it didn't feel as fun as that first time. But it was fun seeing the experience through a fresh set of eyes. It's not the kind of game you'll keep replaying. So again, I don't think that this is the onset of, whoa, Netflix is a serious gaming platform, but it could be the beginning of that. That's what I want to raise the discussion, whether or not you've played it or you're interested in playing it, generating discussion. What could Netflix learn from this? I think they need to stop chasing, the strictly kind of mobile ports experiences that they're doing and making a sort of experience that only a platform like Netflix could offer. Play on its strengths, where it's expected that the consumer would have their phone, they would have a TV, that they're going to be streaming this. um I don't know if this game will become a classic, right? But if Netflix does learn, I think it could be looked back at something similar to, say, the way that Gone Home is. I know a lot of people, feel there's different opinions on Gone Home. I personally love it, think it's a great game, but I will say that other games came along and expanded upon kind of what we saw in Gone Home or even Firewatch. We saw games like Edith Finch, right, which I think kind of did that walking sim thing to perfection. Really beautiful game, we want to see things innovate. It wasn't one ending or one plot twist or something that stuck with me. It was, the ability to boot up my TV and go into Netflix and then just kind of be immersed in this universe. It's only a 30-minute experience. And I would like to see this become a direction rather than the exception, right? Like I said, we've seen Bandersnatch before, but we don't see a lot of experimental experiences on the platform like this. So I hope that more people can go out and play this. Um, Me, as someone who enjoys game design and technology, not just the game itself, but all of the concepts surrounding it, um, seeing how the phone was integrated into this, the way, things happen during the story, that you can pay attention. There's subtle details and things that really pull you into it, that were really well designed. How streaming, the phone and the TV were combined into something that felt purposeful rather than compromised or limited by the platform. And I'm curious if you feel similarly to this. Have you played it? Would you like to see more? I mean, I think it would be cool, if we got weekly updates or something to games. We got more open ended games, right? We got not just horror experiences like Unhinged, but potentially, more puzzle focused things like what Blueprints offers us, right? Adventure things, other things that are designed with this in mind. So tell me what you're thinking. And if you ain't following, well, I stream pretty consistently uh here on Twitch, all over the place, baby. We got a community Discord, and I hope to see you around soon, baby. This is Riot Bill signing out. Over and out, Girl Scout. Mwah.